You have now just entered JAETV.com, the internet magazine of the future. Thank you for launching.
Well, I remember a time when we first met. It was like 75, 76. That's when the Super Friends was out. And I ran on this block with my cousin, knew his cousin. So we up there, we just playing, they over there smoking their little weed, whatever. So that's how we met that day. But later on, it was like off and on after that. But then like in 80, 82, he started showing up back down at his grandma's house. That's where his grandma lived on Conestoga. And he just started kicking it with everybody, brothers, Jay, Larry, Steve. They was like, they couldn't be broken apart. They used to just hang together all day and hurt. He's not here, I don't know where Hurt at. But anyway, so from there, it just seemed like he was an intelligent young man. He'd take anything and just control it, you know what I mean? It was like with graffiti. I taught him how to do graffiti. Next thing I know, he better than me. He doing pieces with blowing up buildings. I wasn't even at that level. I was just a bubble man with dots. But he just took it to another level. And the MC thing came along from a guy called Grand Tone. You know what I'm saying? That was his idol. He used to bring Grand Tone tapes down to West Philly. I never heard about the bull. And that's who he put me down with, Grand Tone and Cosmic Cab and all them. So he just admired Grand Tone. He used to say his rhymes. He used to come down West Philly and bust a rhyme. I'd be like, that's Grand Tone. No, nah, I did that. I was like, no, you ain't get there yet. So he'd just keep busting these Grand Tone rhymes. Then one day, from there, he just kept rhyming. He learned, and he just rhymed. Then he started busting out with his own rhymes and his own style. And that's what he meant. People down West Philly couldn't touch him. Anybody that you know that can rap and beatbox at the same time, you couldn't touch that. If he'd have brought that to the stage, at the front of New York would have been just on his dick, straight up. But we got to the level in 85 where we met on the corner one night. We just bumped into each other. And he's talking about his life. He just graduated, or he got kicked out of, what was that? Where was he at? What's
Lincoln?
Not Lincoln. His last school, not Brook. After he got kicked out of Brook, Job Corps. Job Corps. He got kicked out of Job Corps. He graduated. One of the others. I think he graduated. I'm giving him graduation. I graduated. But anyway, from there we just rapping, and we was like, we gotta find a way to get some money. And we was like, what can we do? Get some money. We gonna sell weed, because that was popping then. We ain't had no blow around the way then. So we was like, all right, we gonna do this music thing. And we went and talked to E. Stephen Collins, asked him about the business. He put us down with a lawyer. His last name was Black, down 22nd and Walnut. We went and started rapping with him. He was the one putting us down with how to copyright our music and how to get music done. He said you have to find somebody to do some music. So I had a cousin named Jazzy Beater. And we went to him and did 2 demos. It was Diabolical and Leslie. That was slamming. Once we did it, let the people in the hood hear it. Niggas up 60th Street was loving it. The Bottom. Niggas just loving them.
Southwest.
The whole West was loving them.
Section of the school kid.
Was loving that
All
joint.
that.
So from there, we seen what we did with Jazzy Beater, and we knew what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? So Steve saved up his money, Def left, saved up some dough. He bought a Dr. Rhythm, and it started from there. We up in the room every Friday session, no matter what. Did nothing blow our session. I don't care if girls was on the line. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? We get high, you get high in the room. We rap. He just going at it, playing the machine. Steve playing the machine, him rapping. Every week, making up 4 or 5 songs, April, from Ugly. You know what I'm saying? It just went on. And the radio mix, He did that himself.
Oh,
You make me laugh. You make me laugh. You know? He did. You make me laugh.
Yeah.
See, that's the one thing about these MCs in Philly today. MCs in Philly don't stick to schedule. They don't strive to meet other people. They don't strive to go out there and do the things you're supposed to do in this business. You know what I mean? That's going out of the city, doing things. If you got a person that can take you out the city, you roll with that person. If you want to come back, you can come back, catch a train back. But let you know, it's more out. You gotta get out of the city to get outlets, and that's what we did. We didn't look for no record deals nowhere in Philly. We went to Pay Hill, but we had to laugh at Pay Hill when he said that he wasn't good enough, so he gonna let Breeze write his rhymes. He's like, Breeze, MC Breeze? No, baby, we out. See you. So we stuck in there with Bob Whiting and Ed Washington, and they met up. Ed was a cook-up chef up in New York, and all the stars would come through hula hands. That's how he met up with these wolves. And from there, it was just on. They was like, come on up, signed with Nia Records, got gagged. You know, they took it overseas. As a matter of fact, they took Diabolical overseas and made some money off that.
Was that his first song?
Diabolical, the contract, fucked up contract. They wouldn't get the contract like that. Ed up Bob. So they got gagged the first time.
When I heard Shawn G, I felt like, okay, he's live. He's about the livest thing that I've heard coming out of West Philly or Philly at that time. So I tried to step my game up, which basically what I'm saying is when you hear somebody with his talent, it makes you, it inspires you so much to where you're never satisfied with what you're doing. You trying to take your talent to his level, what you heard him say. And as long as you felt comfortable with that, then you felt your rhyme was on time. And after his death, to really sit down to myself in my room and listen to this man's songs, man, it's like some songs brought tears to my eyes because it was like this was a fallen soldier. It was somebody who I personally looked up to as an artist, and to have great expectations on him and to see it come, you know what I mean, to end so soon, it was like, why? The same reason why every other person is taken and we ask that question. It was like, why? I mean, 2 days before, you know, it finally was going to happen for him. So, I mean, then that made me and my man James B hook up and say, look, man, we got to keep his dream alive. We got to take what he did not for in vain, but to continue that struggle. We got to come out of Philly. We got to let people know what 55th Street, what we're basically about as far as rap. So me and James B got together. We used an old group name of theirs, which was Second to None. So me and him hooked up. We also hooked up with a couple of his old DJs. So we tried to keep it as tight as possible. You know what I mean? As long as we surround ourselves with the people that basically made him, that we were products of that environment, you know what I mean, which escalated our talents to that level, which for generations today, some of the background sounds you was hearing inspired them guys. And as long as it continues to go that level, we can look back. It's like almost like a family tree. He's like the root of the tree. And so many MCs, man, from all parts of the city, including West Oak Lane and Mount Airy. We can't forget Double Image. Guys like Easy Jason and Joe, man, them guys, they love this brother. He wrote rhymes for him. I mean, it wasn't too many MCs that he didn't touch. So it just make you feel like, you know, almost like Marvin Gaye. He was before his time, but the only thing, he never got a chance to really be heard. So we're coming to you, letting you know, it's time for this brother to be heard. We're not gonna forget about you. It's 11 years and, you know what I mean, as far as we're concerned, you're still here in the present. You're just gone, you know, bodily. Mentally, you're here. So we giving thanks to you and telling you we appreciate everything you did to us and did for us and inspired us.
So ahead of this time, he wrote his own.
Ready, gotta flip the tape.
Helps restore moistness back into your hair.
All right, in 1995, we started Affiliated Records underneath the licensing of Electric City Sound, which was basically a production company that I ran for about 4 years. prior doing independent marketing for such record companies as BMG, RCA, you would know it as, Uni, MCA Records. And from there, I incorporated my know-how in the record business into Affiliated Records, my own independent record label, and we brought forth Tainted Minds, which also incorporated the use of The Cause, and another group called 55th Amendment, which came along at one time as Young But Strong, and these were once known as Boys Righteous. And all of these guys came together underneath Shawn G. And Shawn G was a big inspiration in the neighborhood. I remember him very well from being a DJ and being down at the after midnight and watching him blow MCs away in Philadelphia was just like incredible, because people at that time from New York would come to Philadelphia and just like lose it to the DJs and the MCs here in Philadelphia and go back and just, keep coming back for the competition. And, they built their skills basically from what they learned from here, which to me started from 55th Street, from West Philadelphia, and, I'm just bringing the whole thing back. And now we're on to a new project with Ice Dog just being incorporated into Affiliated Records. And we're getting ready to launch a record release party you might want to check out, 1998, July 9th, at Dance's Nightclub, featuring The Cause, Ice Dog, and Tainted Minds. Tainted Minds reached number 12 in Gavin and Bumbling Under in Billboard in 95, 96 with the hit Philadelphia and All in the Flip, which we released in, 96 around? 1996.
Yes, sir.
Became a hot seller as well. 99, which was one of the premier radio stations here at the time, reached number 3 with this in their countdown. And, we're on the progress now with The Cause and Ice Dog, hoping to reach a number 1. So with that, I like to bring in my man O from The Cause so he can talk about his new project that's coming up.
Right. Like you said, my name is O, also known as Swahili West Philly. The name of the group is The Cause. The new project is Night and Day, and it's just the same tradition that Shawn G started, We write from around the same way. West Philly, we keeping it real. And we try and bring the hottest music from the streets of Philly right to y'all. We gotta keep the memory moving on, because that brother started this whole thing for everybody. The brother Bond told you a minute ago, he pulled me in at 14 years old, pulled me into the tradition. I had no idea, it was this deep. But he said I resembled the brother. Also, with my rhyme skills, I resembled the brother. And I was all for it, because I noticed when people trying to move forward, I'm trying to move with them, So look for that, 1999 and beyond, just The Cause.
Rap by yourself?
No, I also rap with my partner, he's Baby Soul, and we're a duo. Like I said, it's The Cause, C-A-U-Z.
When did y'all lock?
When we get together, man, we got together about 10 years ago. I'm only 23, but it definitely was 10 years ago. He was about 12 years old in school, Just got together. Soul actually asked me to be his DJ, I told him I couldn't cut, but I might write a rap, so we just took it from there and been doing it ever since, We had a couple of releases. I was also on the Philadelphia project that was just mentioned, featured on that. Me and the brother Soul also released a tape of our own. That was in 93. It was called Hit the Deck. Just did it from the muscle. But now we rolling with the brother John Ringold, Affiliated Records. It's time to get this thing right, He was on the verge of getting it right until he was taken from us, but we gotta carry the torch. With that, I'll pass it on to my man Brian to tell you a little more about Tainted Minds.
Yeah, no doubt. Tainted Minds, was basically formed in 1993. Before that, it was Boys Righteous, Basically, how I got pulled into this is through my brother Dame Dollars, Me and him been family since since way back, since I was 11, My man been DJing since then, So basically, I hung around him. He basically influenced me to want to do this, Basically showing me how to rhyme, Teaching me as far as producing techniques, I was also influenced by artists like Just Too Deaf, Second to None, my man All Cuts Action, listening to tapes, my man Crush Beat, Straight Spark and Me, I'm listening to them, Benny Boom, And I wanted to make sure my technique and my skill was tight, So when I came around them, my thing was perfected, Never coming half-stepping, Anyway, we had We here in 98, you know what I mean, Tainted Minds, and we gonna bring it to you like this, all on the flip in Philadelphia. Basically was featuring me and my man, Dame Dollars, my man, Lost Cause of the Cause, rather, you know what I mean, and my man, Tyler Ruffian, can't forget him, you know what I mean. Basically, you know what I mean, we all were rapping together, you know what I mean, just being in my garage, you know what I mean, sitting down, just vibing, you know what I mean, collaborating, mind sparking, you know what I mean, my man Lighter Breed, my man Shorty Long, you know what I mean, vibing from each other, you know what I mean, just doing our thing, trying to keep the legacy alive, you know what I mean. I was influenced by Shawn G's tapes, listening to him, you know what I mean. I'm still listening to him today, you know what I mean, and I still, you know what I mean, remember what he did, you know what I mean, never forget, you know what I mean, the mark, you know what I mean, he left on hip hop in Philly, you know what I mean. So, you know what I mean, I came up under unknowns who never saw cameras and lights. So I'm here doing my thing now, you know what I mean, we gonna take this as far as we can, you know what I mean, handing it down to our seeds, to our unborn, you know what I mean.